So last week, you guys had delved into this wolf temple a little bit. You had discovered a strange fellow that was inside there that had been living there on some sort of magic fountain, and had discovered some sort of strange note that he had been researching. I believe I sent it in your guys' chat. Um, the legend of the Four Seals, and so you guys were a little bit unnerved by that, and so you had decided to head back to Anavim to heal and rest. Was that correct?
That's correct, and I think we spent at least like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you spent 2 weeks resting and healing. How is everyone doing on hit points? I did all the healing for you, Tubbs, so you should be.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should be all healed up.
I'm doing pretty good. Shresh is still on 6 wounds, and that'll take another 2 weeks, but probably won't wait on that.
Yeah, I got a wound. It's going to take a while.
All right. So what would you guys like to do? You spent 2 weeks here at Anavim so far, resting and recuperating and healing. I don't know. Did you guys do? You didn't do any healing. Oh, you don't have any healing spells yet. Or
Yeah.
None of you are clerics. So
I did first aid. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We are in Anavim for 2 weeks. I think part of the plan was also to just talk with the village leader more and see if we could slowly start convincing him.
yes, that was what you guys had talked about, is trying to convince him to join your cause, or at least join Orok, or not Orok, the Jade Lion Trading Company.
Yeah.
Yep. What sort of tactics did you want to use? Because he had mentioned that at least to the previous party, the character members, he had mentioned that he wanted to see more action and from the Jade Lion Company before he was willing to before talk about actually negotiating again. So that's where he still is. He was hoping, and you the last party members, I think, or did you talk to him before?
Yeah, I was the last one to talk with him too.
And I believe at that point he had mentioned you guys had talked about opening up the Nonish copper mines, and he was hoping to see results there before he was willing to renegotiate.
Right. Okay, yeah, so we haven't made headway on that, unfortunately.
So if you have any other sort of progress, if you made some sort of progress, he'd be willing to to chat with you guys again. But at the moment, since the Jade Lion's position hasn't really changed in the Vovan jungle, his position isn't changing as well.
So, I guess then, party meeting, let's talk about goals and what we're gonna do next.
We did that last time.
I think we implied we were going to do it, realized that we were against each other, and then cut it short because we were out of time.
Really? I thought it was like 3 against 1, and then you got outvoted, and then realized that you weren't going to win and ended the session.
I don't know. I just remember we didn't agree. So let's clarify what we don't agree on then.
Alright, you don't want to go back to the mine, and I do.
Correct.
And I don't
I do as well.
There we go.
And I do too.
Trace.
Alright, everyone wants to go back to the mine, but that will kill everyone.
Well, everyone but one person, anyway.
Yeah.
Look, if we throw enough characters down there, they can start their own
Eventually.
rebellion. Yeah. They can't kill them all if they keep capturing them.
At some point,
I
you'll
still-
just break all their weapons, right?
Yeah.
At some point, there'll be enough of us down there that we can just overpower the goblins.
Oh, right. I think I remember my train of thought now. It turns out resting for 2 weeks makes you forget what you were doing. But my suggestion was that we need to have some sort of tracker to see if there's any other way into the mine so that specifically we don't keep alerting them to our presence through the exact same direction every single time. None of you are trackers, if I recall.
I have tracking. Also, Tubbs did that.
Oh.
Remember? Tubbs specifically did that. So,
Yep.
and Tubbs was unsuccessful in finding another way in.
Yes.
Being unsuccessful doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Sure.
Well,
I
Tubbs
mean, if you
had
jump off of
searched-
enough mountains, you might fly eventually, too.
Tubbs searched the inside of the cave for another way
No,
in.
he searched the outside.
outside.
Although the way you just phrased that, Eli, it makes me think that there is another way in, and you forgot.
Be nice.
Now, how do we backtrack?
Go to our broads, guys. Come on. Find
What
it.
else?
See.
What else can we do? So if you don't want to go back to the mine, do you want to go back to the wolf temple and try to figure that out?
That's a possibility. Of course, we do still have this letter of, breaking one of 4 seals that will slowly doom the world. As an elf who might live long enough to see the doom of the world, I don't necessarily feel completely comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think someone else didn't either. Shani.
What would you feel comfortable with, though?
Not destroying the world.
Okay. But, so you didn't like the mine either, though, right?
To
That's what I'm
remind,
getting from the other.
To remind, I am here to save my brother, who is in the mine.
And a friend of mine.
Who is also in the mine.
Yeah.
Well, if you all want to go and throw yourselves in the mine, well, I can't stop you, I suppose.
Where else would you want to go?
Well, we do have a list of other things to do. We have Strahd to go to, where we're supposed to empty the village, get a statue, and leave. We have regarding Balon Pattersus. Patterus? Yeah. See if he's alive. Return him to his Mosum, and return Gavalt, which that's the easy part. We could find a lion if we had a cage, and figure out where this outlaw Sir Malvar is. So those seem to be the other items on the list.
What happens if they get too hard? Do we stop doing those too?
Well, it eventually comes down to the point of what are we capable of?
Yeah.
Anything we put our mind to.
Boom.
As out of character, though, I think we need to build up some experience too, right? So we can be strong enough to handle all these things.
Just to put that in context for you there, Dennis. The
Yeah.
fact that we've spent, I don't know, how many months have we been out here on the road so far? And one of us leveled
2
up
to
yet?
3.
Has one of us leveled
Right?
up?
Right.
So,
You
Nope.
guys have been out for 52 days.
right, and
Oh,
not
okay,
one of
okay.
us has leveled up yet, but
Right.
are we
Getting
willing to
close.
spend, how long are we willing to let those people rot down there in that mine? We
Yeah.
cannot let this happen.
Right.
Can't let them rot even more.
I understand the whole we need to level up first thing, but
I'm just hoping that Eli bottoms out on these rolls.
Right?
right,
know,
he
like-
can't.
I mean, it's supposed to be a bell curve. It's not supposed to be like, you know.
I have a crazy story. So, like 2 weeks ago, I rolled 4 natural 20s in a row.
What?
Nice.
In a row. It was insane. I've never been that lucky. But
I had
if
some
that
nice-
helps, yeah.
Right. That doesn't help. I had this
Please.
idea. Go ahead.
Fate is clearly against us in the mines.
And I also just want to point
Do
out.
you
from-
think you can defy fate?
Want to point out from an out of character standpoint, Horst is also in that jungle somewhere, unless I missed something.
That's right.
True. He'll come out as like Jumanji or something.
We got people to save. We can't be waiting years for one of us to hit level 3. We gotta get out there.
Well, let's see. What week is this for our? How many weeks have we been doing this for Hackmaster? Can we?
Fall Earth? No, like 6, 7.
Normally I would just open up my video folder and see what the number was, but unfortunately I have uploaded all episodes. So, let me double check.
5. I think we're in week like 8 or 9. I think.
That sounds about right.
I'm gonna say that too. Yeah.
Since
And-
March.
You're saying that, but I'm looking at upload week 12,
Oh, week
Which-
12.
which will be released
that
on
too.
December 2nd. That's how far out we are.
Wow.
Okay. So, well, to give a little bit of reference, Hackmaster, they try to have it be about 16 encounters until, like, with encounters and story awards, that should be every level is around 16 encounters. And if we're around week 12, then
Thalon
Thalon's-
is 4 encounters away from leveling up.
Yeah!
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the turnover on the rest of us is pretty
And-
high.
And
Right.
then I'll rank up and get 3rd level spells, and that spell is going to be like Mordenkainen's magical bucket or something.
Right, but I just want to indicate there that so far, our guys have been in that mine for over 2 weeks. I don't know how much
Yep.
longer on that.
yes.
A month.
Yeah, so we can't just leave that. We can't leave that for 4 more encounters so Thalon could be level 3 the next time we go down there. Because Thalon is afraid of the dark. He's not going in anyway. He's gonna stay on top. We just gotta make sure we have an NPC for Griff to play, and we'll be fine.
Hey, well, Suresh is here.
Yeah. So long as Griff stays in the action, entertained, and playing something. We're going back down there. It's gonna happen. Thalon is gonna stay on the top, and he's gonna be the first level 3 in the party anyway. The goblins are too fucking stupid to understand that there's somebody standing on top. He's not gonna be in trouble.
So what's the decision out of everyone here, then?
What are people
mine.
thinking?
Let's go back to the mine. Why not?
Yeah, the mine.
Alright.
We can't be unlucky like for the 6th time.
Well,
Right?
also, how about this? You've got the fucking helmet of champitude and bravery and
Shampoo,
whatnot.
yeah.
You can't
Dun, dun,
turn
dun,
down.
dun.
Yeah, you can't turn down
Oh.
the challenge.
Oh yeah, we were going to mention what that item does. So what that helm does is the advantage is you get a bonus DR against critical hits and called shots to the head. You get a bonus to your observation skill and a bonus to an additional bonus to detect any sort of falsehoods using observation. And for 2 minutes a day in 1 minute increments, you can activate the helm, and you'll count as 1 level higher for like everything derived from level. So attack, speed, initiative, and it can be activated at the very start of combat to give you that bonus to initiative. There's also, if you're getting no benefits from level, then it'll give you just a flat +1 to hit. However, the disadvantage is that you cannot remove it without either dying or losing in a one-on-one challenge. And you have delusions of grandeur, as you're led to believe you're the best and greatest warrior of all time.
Mm-hmm. That's so badass.
Garciv, I challenge you to a trivia contest.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned text. Since Thalon is the one investigating this, Thalon would probably mention everything except the buff of confidence here, and just let
Nice.
Garciv believe he's a great and powerful warrior. Thalon has no problem letting Garciv think this.
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
awesome.
none
Just-
of us saw the fight to the death that Garciv had.
This
to
is also
get
true.
the helmet, where he got down to 1 hit point and then pulled it out.
That was pretty incredible. I didn't expect that to happen, but
Garciv totally did.
Yeah.
He had the
But
confidence before the helmet.
But side thought before we do go off, we could try to get a couple more mercenaries if we had any money. I don't have money. I think Cody just stated somewhere he doesn't have money.
I don't think I do. You know, that starting wealth and stuff.
Yeah. Do either Theta or
I got a copper and 3
Dennis.
trade coins. Yeah.
yeah, that's probably not enough. So I guess we're not getting any more people.
Okay.
How's
so
their party looking?
you don't
pretty
want my
good?
20 gold then? Okay, I got it.
20 gold.
is there?
Nah, we
Yeah.
can't use that.
Is there anything you'd like to buy in Anavim before you head out?
How much are arrows again?
How much are arrows? Arrows are typically.
Oh yeah, they're sold by the 20, aren't they?
I think they're either sold by 10 or 20. I cannot remember.
Alright, then no, I'll pass. Don't look it up. I'm fine. I have 36 arrows on me. I wanted to see if I could square up to 40 again, but I'm not going to buy a batch of 10 and have 6 extra.
I mean, you could store those 6 extra on the boat if you'd like.
No, that'd just be dumb. Don't travel with more than you can carry.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm just looking over a couple things. Okay, yeah. So, well, I'll let you explain to Vash that you want to go to the mines. I am going to go ahead and get sloshed and wait until we ship out.
All right. You guys are getting sloshed. It's really
Well, I am.
you guys. Like, would you guys like? When would you like to head out? Vesh is waiting for you. You guys to give him the signal.
Let's go now.
Yeah.
Vesh, we're
So-
ready.
Oh well, exciting! I'm glad to. I'm glad to get back into it.
Garsiv's looking for fights.
I want to say, my friend, it's been long enough.
Well, delightful. I hope they're still alive. You said they were goblins, right? Those can be devious bastards. Well, I'll round up the guards and we'll hit the river. So you guys all, I assume Suresh as well. Are you leaving anyone behind or leaving anything behind here? I guess you're leaving Joe here.
Yeah.
Broken back
Okay.
Joe.
All right, so you guys all load up, leaving Broken Back Joe behind, and set off for the river. Your first day is rather uneventful. You pass by that spot you had put in to find the Wolf's Temple, and you just cruise on by. There's nothing to it, and the next day you guys are getting ready, and about halfway through the day, you're right about here when Theta, your elven eyes spot a group of people on the side of the river. It looks like they're working around the shore. They look to be at this distance as you round the bend. They look to be natives, maybe hunting, or at least stopping to gather water by the side of the river. What would you guys like to do?
Nothing.
All right. So you guys just keep on floating past, and one of them waves, but they mainly just watch as you go by, and it's nothing happens from that. You continue on, and it's getting later in the day. It's you're starting to looking for a campsite, and everyone roll observation checks. Looking for average observation checks. Macheni just barely failed. So Garciv and Willie, maybe you guys are on the same side of the boat as you're rowing. The both of you spot just a little bit off the river what looks like a campfire through the jungle foliage.
Do we see anybody around it?
Yeah, you can make out what looks like several humanoid figures, maybe 3, by the fire.
And where is it? How close is it to where we were before? Are we past where we were, or?
You're approaching it. It's getting to the point where you're looking for a spot to camp yourself, and so you guys are kind of scanning through the woods, and up ahead, you're approaching a point where you'll pull up right next to it. It's a little
Right.
bit set back into the woods, so.
Well, we are going to have to camp somewhere, and it's ultimately going to be nearby to this campsite to some degree, unless we wish to go even longer. So we may as well see if they're peaceful, and try to make some kind of contact.
Quick aside, why do we have to camp somewhere?
That's just the boats.
We
that's
have to
what they've
stop
done
rowing
so far.
eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, is the boat not able to just drift?
They haven't been doing that, no. Just in case of getting snagged in some sunken tree or anything like that.
We just can't
Pumping another hippo.
anchor in the middle and just stay on the boat.
That is something you could do as well. Just for comfort, you guys have been pulling alongside the edge of the river, camping on the shore.
Right,
You're
I
more
think the
than
way it
willing to
was
propose that.
described, it's basically like cargo space and not much else.
Oh yeah, but there's
Yeah,
a
you'd
top.
be. Yeah.
There's the top level of the boat. We just stay right there. I just don't know what the risk reward situation is for us. Why would we go out there?
Well, if we don't know if they're hostile or not, while we're in the middle of the night, maybe they could decide to attack us. So learning now is better than learning later.
I think just assuming that they're hostile is the course of action to take, and we just camp later after we pass them by.
They can still follow us.
We could probably see them if they're starting fires willy-nilly.
Do either of you two have anything to say?
I say we keep going. We wasted enough time.
Alright, I guess we will keep going a little bit further to try to stay away and avoid contact.
They were on the north side of the river.
Mhm.
So if you would like, you could. Would you guys like to try to camp, just like camp on the boat or camp on the shore? It's up to you.
Well, I don't want to start a fire on the boat, so
Yeah, I guess we will pull to the opposite side and we will stay on the boat.
All right.
Do they
You
see us?
passed them by. Yeah. When you're passing, well, with your roll, you're watching them as you start to pull right up past them, and continue by, and you see one of them is stirring the fire, and kind of looks. You see him turn and look at you, and just kind of watch your boat pass,
Mm-hmm.
and then turns back to what he was doing. But none of them react aggressively or surprised or run into the woods. No extreme actions in reaction to seeing your boat. So
Okay.
the rest of that night passes by, you uneventfully. You guys managed to either pull aside or camp on the boat, and you set watches again, but it's rather uneventful. So, and it's uneventful all the way to the mine, and before you know it, you've pulled up along the shore, and there's Vesh's camp that they've set up, and they've spent so much time here, they've probably set up a few amenities. They've got a definite spot where they've set up their bathroom. They've dug out a nice fire pit, and it's
Starting
looking
to become
nice.
semi-permanent. It's amazing
Yeah,
that the little port here wasn't semi-permanent to begin with.
Mark,
It's like, oh look, they already set up this stuff in the past, just no one's cleaned it out. So now we've just taken care of it.
Yeah, they might even be making it semi-permanent. Maybe one of them has some skill in carpentry, or they're assembling a little bit of a shack. Since they're spending so much time here, they might as well be comfortable.
Oh well, Vesh, I would give us 3 days.
3 days, as opposed to the
Yes.
normal 7.
Well, given previous ventures that didn't even last half of a day, I'm going to say 3 this time.
All right, suit yourself.
what
Good
does
luck
the
out there.
Garciv says? What does the halfling know about the mine? Right, because Cavalt's here, right?
Cavalt is here, yes. What would you like to ask him?
Garciv wants to know what you know about mine, Halfling.
Oh, hello, Garciv. How are you doing? The mine. Um, what sort of things do you want to know about it? Of course, I've known
you
a
know
lot
the
about
way
the
in?
mine.
Do you know the way in?
Is it not very obvious? There's that little path. You reach the mine, and I remember there was a track up the very front to the entrance. Is that gone?
Is there any other way in?
Uh, um, I don't remember any other way. I just took that one route.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of mines. It's all dark and close by, and it's constricting, and you can't feel the earth under your feet. It's just all rock and stone, and ugh. Where's the trees? Huh? Where are the trees?
Yeah.
Think about that one. It's a
Mm.
conspiracy.
Hmm.
They're hiding
Yeah.
them from you.
Garciv hadn't thought of that. Okay.
Cavalt, what are you putting into his head?
Well,
No trees.
yeah. You see these things flying around in the air?
The
Scourges.
Clouds?
Birds. They're not real.
Oh. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, no, you're purely right on that. Tell Garciv as much as you want about unreal birds. The lot will just go ahead and walk away.
Yeah. Garciv's ready to go. Okay.
So is
Halfling.
the purple dot where Connor died or where he's buried?
That
Buried.
is where he's buried. He died a little bit south of that
What's
that
the
spot,
red
just
dot
on the
then?
lake. The red dot is the place where you've landed and your boat has set up camp.
Got it.
All right. So,
So,
we've been through this dance a
Cavalt
little bit
will
before.
Cavalt will
Go ahead.
also tell you. I mean, I just visited the mine a few times to pick up supplies, but I never really visited much. I was told by my master not to. So I focused on mainly the people that were fun to talk to. Dwarves aren't that fun to talk to, especially that dwarf that ran the place. Woo! Really annoying. He's always clomping around. If I were you, I wouldn't even hang out with him. He's kind of annoying. Just do your own thing. Avoid him.
What's his name?
The guy that runs the mine.
Yeah.
His name, the foreman, Deshaz. Deshaz was his name.
Deshaz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. He's real easy to notice. He's got a little metal peg leg. I don't know how the other miners stand it, but he clops around enough. You can probably hear him echoing down some of these caves if you find him.
And no trees or birds.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another suspicious thing. You go underground, no birds. Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
Let's go.
All right.
How many days did it take us to get here?
2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's another thing I should say. It's been 2 days of healing, so you can add that to your character sheets.
Mm-hmm. And it's just 2 days. It's not like 4 days or anything like that because
You have fast healer, don't you? Or whatever it's called.
right. So it reduces it by 1 day. So
But only once your wound turns over into a new wound.
that's right. That's
So,
right. Okay. That's what I thought. All right.
Why, are you
So if you
still
did-
very close to death?
No, I'm not close to death. I'm down 10, but but I was down a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So if your days healed at 0, does it turn over point wise, or do I get
Yeah,
another point?
if your healing drops down to 0, then the wound drops 1 value. So you have a 3-point wound and a 2-point wound. So they become a
Yeah.
1 point and a 2 point, with 1 day and 2 days to heal.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you.
just thinking that Garciv was the equivalent of Tubbs falling down a mountain state of health, so.
Yeah, he was rather hurt.
Except you did it in a fight. Whereas
Yeah, and some
gravity,
pretty
you had
big
Tubbs.
wounds. Yeah.
We can like follow it, huh, guys? Sure thing.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said we like following it, sure thing, huh?
Falling is it's it's something that brings you all together.
Well, I mean, it was Tubbs' kryptonite. I mean, Tubbs fell out of a boat and almost drowned, and Tubbs fell down a mountain and almost splatted.
If anything, I've done everything in my power to prevent things from falling, including elevators.
So the four of you and Sharesh make your way from the base camp all the way to the base of the copper mines, and you're standing there and getting ready to go up to the entrance. Was that your plan? What did you have in mind?
Well, Thalon will go ahead and once we get to the base mining village here, I
Yep.
will go ahead and look at Macheni and say, let's go ahead and do a look around the area for another way in than the one at the top of the mountain. For one, I'm tired of walking up and down that mountain. For two, there has to be another way in.
I mean, I don't think there has to be. That's just me being out of character.
I will try looking again.
Yeah, you guys can all try looking around.
Yup.
What tact would you like to look for this secondary entrance? Are you trying to find tracks and track them? Are you just searching the sides of the mountain? What are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, might as
Or
well
how would
use
you like to
tracks.
approach this?
On my half, I might as well look for tracks.
Yeah, there has to be some amount of foot traffic leaving the mountain. I don't think the goblins get all of their food inside the mountain. And they definitely don't come from the top of the mountain.
Well, maybe they do get their food all in the mountain. You guys did provide several ample food sources in all your old characters.
They only eat
mean-
adventures.
I mean, that and cave mold and whatnot. It's entirely
And each
possible.
other.
Entirely.
Goblins eat people? I didn't know that.
They might.
They certainly
People
might.
sometimes eat people.
Yeah,
That's true.
true.
So roll I need tracking checks for the people that are trying to just do tracking, and I need observation checks from those that are going to be just searching the sides of the mountain.
Yep, that'll be me.
I'll just search the side of the mountain too.
All right.
I think. Yeah, my tracking is just too low. I'm just gonna do observation.
I mean, it looks like we all just passed.
Yeah, with Willie and Macheni's efforts, you guys spend about two hours starting to search around the base of this mountain, and you're starting to just kind of move through the jungle and looking for tracks and looking for openings. And it's about the same time that Macheni discovers the tracks of about what seems to be 4 small humanoid creatures, which you guys point out is most likely goblins. That seems to be heading towards a certain point in the side of this little hill. And at the same time, Willie, you spot what looks like a fairly poorly hid entrance along the side of the mountain.
The hell? When did I see this earlier?
Because you haven't been here before.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
So
what's
you guys have worked away or worked around the side of the mountain. So you've trekked off the beaten path.
Point of reference, I string and draw my bow. Well, probably in the reverse
Okay.
order. I probably draw my bow and then string it.
Yeah, same with the crossbow here.
Yeah, I think I'm
All right.
weapon.
All right, you have your weapons out.
So lead
What
the way,
would you-
Macheni.
The Shenny leads the way.
All right, you lead the way right to the. You're standing maybe 30, 40 feet away from this entrance in the middle of the wall, or not the entrance in the middle of the wall, this cave entrance in the middle of the mountain.
Mhm.
What would you like to
and
do?
And at 30 or 40 feet, we don't see anything around it, right?
At the moment, you're just seeing, several bushes that kind of obscure the entrance. So if there's anyone inside that kind of thicket, you haven't spotted them yet. but you could make opposed observation checks if they're hiding in the thicket.
No, I'm listening.
I'll definitely make that opposed observation check.
Same.
Which I guess as an opposed check, that's a 79 that I rolled.
Let's see, I'm just trying to figure out how much bonus I get as an elf to sneak around. Yeah,
In
plus 50
natural
in natural
surroundings, it's
surrounding.
plus 50. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I could try to sneak closer to get an even better look while I'm doing this.
I want to point out, because I think you may have forgotten, that I'm an elf as well.
Nice.
You keep throwing out the word elf this and elf that, and it's like I'm standing right next to you.
Well, this was just me specifically trying to remember abilities.
No, I understand. It's just that I'm going to live forever because I'm an elf, and I'm like, right here.
I'm also an elf. I'll live forever too.
We're
Well,
both
you
ass
see-
ugly.
I am a wise elf. I will live longer than foolish elves.
I don't even typically go into civilization, let alone
Alright.
talk to people like you.
I suppose the sneaking check is also opposed, correct?
That would also be opposed. So for those of you that, since you've all made these checks, you guys are you're standing outside this thicket and you're waiting and you're looking and peering through it. Almost all of you see pretty poorly hidden inside there's what looks like 3 goblins at the entrance here. It looks like one of them might be just a little bit inside the cave, while the other 2 are just chit-chatting with each other near the entrance. What would you all like to do?
Draw arrow, notch, aim.
Yeah, same thing here with the lawn. He's going to go ahead and try picking a target.
So right now, in between you and where they are, there is this entire thicket. So if you were to fire at this point, they would have cover from that.
I did do the 159 for sneaking to try to get closer to see more and get a better shot.
Yeah, so let me bring you all over to this map that I have. This is the same map. 1 second.
Yay, map.
I just need you to sing the map song from Dora before I pull it up.
Get rid of the Paul Verhoeven jungle.
Yay, the black map.
Let's see. If you want
Is this like the Black Dot? Are we all going to die in 7 days?
to toss all your miniatures out there, and then I will do the revealing.
Where's the entrance?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just revealing it all. So if you can see down here, this is the entrance here.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are up here. I've put you in the thicket here. There is the foliage does close off right about here. So this is woods as well. So there's not as much of a path in both directions. There's kind of this open space that they have right outside the entrance. And this foliage here, it probably extends about right here. This is probably the extent of the foliage. I
do like the implication of the map as is, though. That Tubbs was so bad at this that he couldn't find a well-worn path.
I think the lawn will try to get over to here. This angle looks like Machini agrees.
Yeah. So that would be the very edge of the thicket. So on this side of it, there is no thicket.
Mhm.
And here is where the actual thicket is. And let me toss out.
So this is actually the barrier obstructing us, not this is the area we're hiding in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the more, there's a little bit of open space, a little bit of thicket, but let me put some monsters down.
I'd rather not have monsters. How about I have a couple of goblins instead? Or as we call them, sturges.
The Sturge menace is important to us all here.
I mean, I feel pretty confident in the fact that we both have, at the lowest, 133.
You never know. Sometimes these guys are a little bit.
Right, that's why I said I
What the heck?
feel a little confident. I didn't
Just
say
a little bit.
I didn't say I was guaranteed. I just said I feel.
The sad thing is, this is like the best possible skill Thalon can roll, I think.
Because of that plus 50.
Yeah. If ever there needs to be a point where Thalon runs to the jungle to survive, he's got it.
I mean, at the same time, in our own confidence, you rolled a 24 and I rolled a 34. It just happens that we're riding on the skills.
Mm-hmm.
What is Garciv and Sharesh going to do? So you two are creeping forward. What are those two going to do?
I'm gonna sit in the back, see what happens.
Yeah,
Right, so
I
you're
don't think
maintaining your
Sharash
distance.
Sharash is sneaky, so she's going to also maintain some distance here.
Okay.
Might be like
So-
over here.
Big Willie didn't drop a token.
Yeah, what is Big Willie going to do as well?
Is he asleep?
Cody, are you asleep?
Big Brother was loading his token. Sorry.
Rush is straight up front. Got it.
Right? Where would you like to go? Because this is where up here is where everyone is kind of holding back, and this is where the people are that are sneaking forward. What would you like to do? Would you like to sneak forward, or would you like to hold back with Garciv?
I'll try to sneak. What the heck?
All right, make a sneaking check. Opposed. Make sure to click the opposed button.
Sure.
Come on, big money.
Big money, no whammies, no
At
whammies.
least over 100. We need at least over 100.
Really?
Come on, join the 100 club.
Oh yeah, no, our lowest so far is like 133. So
Nice.
yeah, well we have plus 50s. I said at least over 100. You're so close.
That was a
Yeah,
great
that was-
roll. That was a great roll. A 96.
I got 83. So
Yeah, you got a total of a 96. It was a very impressive roll, and typically a 96 would have been enough. But I rolled a 97 and an 87 on these two goblins out here. I kid you not. I was like, 133. There's no way they're going to notice them. I'll toss this out here. So Macheni and Thalon, you guys have crept forward and you have your crossbow ready and your bow ready, and you're moving to a position where you can ambush these goblins. And you guys are moving. I mean, you're elves. You're moving with a natural grace, and you feel extremely quiet. And Willie starts coming after you, and he seems stealthy, but he just doesn't have that elven grace.
Steps on like one twig.
the one twig. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a lot of twigs. It's not like he's bumbling around or making much noise. It's just one single twig that snaps. And both of these goblins out here stop their conversation and look in your direction, and they see Willie. Roll for initiative. So if you guys had all succeeded in your sneaking checks, you guys would have just gone on initiative 1. But you guys know these goblins are here. You guys were preparing an ambush. They just spotted you. So your guys are going on D4s.
Sweet. As elves, we can reduce that to D3 Theta.
Yeah.
You can reduce
Which is
it to
great
a
because
D3.
I have a D3 minus 2, so I'm pretty sure I'm going on 1.
Even on a D3, I get 8. Ugh. Come on, please.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
Oh, do elves also? That's right, elves also get the improved. See, as a ranger, I also get the improved, but they don't stack. So I've got these 2 bonuses for being a ranger that elves get, and it's like not worth it.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you weren't an elf, but you're an elf.
All right, we've got all 3 goblins on the turn tracker. We got Garciv on the turn tracker. Macheni, Willie, Thalon, Sharesh needs to be on the turn tracker.
I did roll her.
Did
She got an
you-
8.
Oh. Did you not click on her token first?
That may have been it, actually.
An 8. There, she's got an 8. Let's
you.
see. So on second one, Machete, you're the first one. You see these goblins, whip to attention. They see this guy. They see Willie's blown your cover. What are you going to do, Machete?
Now, I had stated before that I was taking aim.
Yep.
Is it noted enough that I could just fire right now?
It's not quite enough because you guys were preparing this ambush and they spotted you before your ambush was quite
So
ready.
we're looking at what, like a 4-second delay?
Yep, a 4-second delay.
Done.
All right, so you're prepping and you're about to fire, and this goblin sees, or at least he sees Willie, and he cries out, "Humans!" And that's going to alert his 2 buddies. So that's going to reduce their initiatives to a 6 and an 8. And on his first second, he's going to draw his weapon and he'll step forward.
It's ironic. This is literally a scene out of the anime Goblin Slayer.
Is it?
Yeah, there's the scene where the multiracial party is going up to attack the goblins' home cave. And there's 2 goblins standing guard. And they just kill them out immediately from stealth because they didn't have a guy wandering behind them in the woods.
La,
I don't know. This is like
thought it would have been
episode
a
5
strange
or
scene.
6. I can't remember.
So, Machete, you have your first shot. What would you like to do?
I make my first shot.
Which one would you like to shoot
Oh,
at?
this one that's moving. Sorry, I didn't
All right.
declare that before.
Here is that 1d20 from him. You've hit. 11 points of damage. So you hit him with your arrow. I need you to roll a d20 and add your morale modifier.
Oh, that's always so bad. Is it penetrating?
Right. It does, but because it's a d20, it'll penetrate to a d6 instead of another d20.
Okay,
so you can just roll a regular d20.
Looks like it's an 11 kind of day.
All right, it's an 11, but that is not quite enough to rout this goblin, and so he is going to now turn and start charging towards you. Get him! Willie, what would you like to do?
So he sees us now, right? Or just him?
He does. He saw you. He initially saw you, and he's now been hit by an arrow from Machete.
But the other guy doesn't know where the arrow came from, right? Or
they see him now that he's made an attack,
Okay.
and these guys also are going to be able to they'll see him as well.
okay, I just want to make sure because I thought it was hidden and then random arrow. You know, I thought they had to make a roll or something. All right, in that case, I can just move 1 square, right?
You're a human in this case, so you can move you can either start as a walk, which is 1 square, or a jog, which is 2 squares.
I'll jog it.
Can I ask 2 quick questions? Posited by Cody here, which is, I think, fairly poignant.
Sure.
No, you go ahead and move. I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
That is a fairly salient point that a bow is a very quiet weapon. All they would have is the direction it came from. Do they actually know exactly where I am?
They are stealthing and everything, so I'm just
That
asking.
is true. I'm going to say you would have a penalty to your stealth when you're making an attack, and with the observation they got, they would have spotted you.
Okay, so it's a better than...
Just compared to your...
So the act of firing is a 50 penalty or more. Actually, no, that would be an 80 penalty.
Well, they got a total of 109
right.
and 111 on their observation.
Sorry, I forgot what my original was. Yeah, I have 133, which means that they had a... Okay, 30, whatever. All right. Second question I had is, when I'm reloading and aiming, can I be moving at the same time?
You can be moving when you're reloading, but not when you're aiming.
Okay, so for 5 seconds I can still be moving. Got
Yep. At a walk speed, though, if you're moving faster than that, then it's...
walk
I think you
speed
move
is
at a walk or a
1.
jog.
Well, yeah, I would
1.
say jog is 2, so I
Yep.
can jog or I can walk. What was the...
I'm gonna say you can move at a walk speed.
Okay. Alright, so next second I'm gonna start walking.
Right?
All right. Oh, and make sure to hit done there, Willie.
Okay.
So on second 6, you're charging out of the woods, I assume, at this goblin here in the front.
Right. Can I do anything like to demoralize him or like scare him? Or I
Um,
like double stuff. I can't do nothing else.
I think you just charging out of the woods is probably going to be pretty demoralizing,
Okay.
especially with your ranged weapon.
Right. Can I do like an intimidation on him or no?
Yeah, you could make an intimidation as you charge out. Yeah.
Sure.
You could also shout something and lower Garson
Right,
and
exactly.
what's his name by a second? What's his name?
Talon.
Talon, the guy who's been in the game the longest. What's his name?
Is it opposed or no?
It would be opposed, yes.
Okay.
So you charge out of the woods, barreling out with your big
Oh, child.
yes, your fauchard, and it's enough to make him stop for a second. So I'm going to say he's not going to attack on this second as you charge out. So you're essentially delaying him a second on his attack. What would you like to do as you charge out? You're charging out, giving a screaming, and what else?
I think that's all I can do. So I can attack him, right?
You could if you move within your weapon range, you could make an attack. Yeah.
I think the facade has reach. I want to say it does. Yeah, 8 reach.
Yeah.
So I can, right?
From where you are now, I'm going
Yeah.
to say just move up one more square. You're just not going to be able to attack over a diagonal. So you could attack from here if you want to still maintain your reach on him.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yes.
Yeah.
So if I want to use my full weapon, I just use attack roll, right?
So it depends. Would you like to make are you going to make a jab or are you going to make
Hold on.
just a full on swing? So I mean, either way, it's still an attack. The attack roll, you just declare which one you're making.
Yeah, I'm going full on.
All right. Here, that's a natural 19. So you charge out and he screams, like lets out a squawk in surprise and parries your weapon away.
Damn it.
So then delay your weapon speed.
Sure thing. There you go.
And on second 6, another goblin appears at the entrance of this. This is the one that you had seen inside the cave. He steps out to the entrance and starts looking around. And on second 7, he's just moving out. Maybe he'll bump this guy here, but it's not going to help him for initiative. So it's just more of a for funsies bump. This guy's going to step forward and make an attack against you, Willie. He's parried aside your fauchard and is he's coming to get some revenge. He's been hit by an arrow and he's a little mad. Here is his attack with a 12. Copied your roll exactly.
Damn,
Just give me
copycat.
So now you just have to roll 21 for defense.
You said my weapon, correct?
Sorry, say that again?
My defense roll, I use that on my weapon, right?
Yeah, just roll the defense under the fauchard.
The heck?
So you just rolled low. So that, and then because you rolled low enough, you are going to get a point of fatigue.
You have an extra -4 on it for some reason?
That's that's just the whole thing with a pole arm. A pole arm just has a natural defense penalty.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that fatigue thing is working quite right because you rolled a 3 and you should only be getting a fatigue on a 1. So that looks like there's something weird going on there. So no fatigue, but you do get stabbed by him.
Oh.
For 9 points of damage. So he gives you a quick little stab, and that is second 7. Second 8, we've got a lot of people acting, and this goblin is going to charge forward into the fray. You can hear him calling, "Grab, grab, 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 grab," and this guy grab, 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 kind of pointing towards the woods around him. And that's done. And Thalon, what would you like to do?
I believe I have to go through the process of aiming.
That is correct.
So I will delay 4 seconds and grab some water real quick.
All right, Garciv, you've been alerted at this point. There's fighting. Willie's scrapping with the goblin. It's been cut already. Machene's fired and hit. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move around Machene. So each square is 10, right?
Each square is 5 feet, so you can move either 1 or 2 squares, whichever you'd
I'm
like.
gonna
You
move-
can
yeah,
start
I'm
at a
gonna move
walk
2
or a
squares.
jog.
Yeah.
Then just delay 1 second, and you're done. Machene, I assume, is going to aim, and so we'll delay her 5 seconds for that.
What are you talking about? That's not Machene.
Not Machene. Sharesh.
Also,
Sorry,
second 9 is going to be the last second I can keep moving. So, I got one
I mean,
more
once you
movement
see
left in
one
me.
archer, all archers look the same to me.
Really? You think
Ooh.
John, it's Benjamin? It looks the same as Machene?
Yeah. So second 9, it's just these goblins moving up to get into the fray, and
I'm gonna move 2 squares again.
at this point you could also choose to move into a run, which would be 3 squares if you'd like.
No, I'll just yeah, okay, I'll move 3 squares, sure.
Alright.
And then what do I delay? 2 seconds?
Just 1 second still. And second 10, it's you're up again.
Okay, I want to ready a javelin.
Okay. So you have a you have a javelin out.
Yeah, I want to have, and yeah, I want to throw it at. Do I have to
Would you-
wait a second, or Go
Would you
ahead.
like to take the time to aim, or would you like to just throw it without aiming?
I want to take the time to aim?
All right. You need to wait. Delay 5 seconds then. 4 seconds to aim, 1 second to fire.
Okay.
It's not going to leave him defenseless, is it?
It would leave him defenseless while he's aiming and firing.
And you've got 2
But at the moment,
goblins in
there's
front of
no-
you. 3 goblins in front of you. Sorry, nope. I'm looking at Big Willie. Now I'm doing it. All you fucking humans look the
Yep.
same.
I didn't know you had the racist quirk.
Right? Human lives matter.
All right. These guys are advancing. And second 11, just more goblins advancing. They haven't noticed Thalon yet because he hasn't fired. And these guys are getting up, and although one of them probably spots Garciv as you haven't made any attempt to hide yourself. And this one will come up and will fight you as well, Willie. That's a 9. Oh, so he swings at you, but it's not enough to hit, and so he has just merely but you've deflected it with your the haft of your fauchard. There's a done, and this guy will move up. And Thalon, what would you like to do?
Hey, I finished aiming. There's someone who's not engaged with people, and I can shoot freely. Who is also
Do it.
unaware of me. So let's give it a shot.
That is a critical hit.
Nice.
Here's his roll. He got an 8, and so your number will penetrate. Since it doesn't do the natural penetration, you actually have a hit of a 27. Is that with your -2? Do you have that built in yet? Or
Yes, I do.
okay, so it is a 27. It's a flat 27. Roll the damage.
Sorry,
So 7 points of damage, and let's see. You are for ranged weapons, you're considered the same size since it's not going to matter where you hit him there. 27. His defense roll was an 8. Your damage was a 7. He has some DR, and it's a piercing weapon. So you've hit him in the outer ankle. That's probably a good spot to hit him. So this goblin's running forward, and right as he reaches the edge of the shrubs and he's starting to push through the foliage to fight you guys, you fire and hit him in the ankle for 2 extra damage dice. So roll another 2d10, penetrating.
All right, I'll just go ahead and click the damage button right there. Extra 11.
Remember, you have a -2 on your damage roll, so that's actually a 13. So you've done a total of
factored in already.
Oh no. So these extra damage dice don't have that -2, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So and this damage roll gave you 11, but because this is just an additional 2d10, it's actually 13. So your total damage was 20 points of damage, and this goblin is in a world of pain. And he is actually enough. I mean, he drops his weapon to the ground, but that's because he tumbles to the ground in pain. He is threshold of pain for the next 20 seconds. So he's going to be out until 32.
Very nice. So I will not be readying another crossbow shot, given that'll be another 12 years. I will go ahead and put that down and start moving to my staff. How long does the staff take, by the way? A large weapon was like 2 seconds, you say?
Yep, a large weapon will take 2 seconds to ready.
So I will delay 3 seconds because I already acted this turn, and then 2 seconds to ready the staff.
Sounds good. So on second 13, this goblin didn't delay, so I needed to delay him. And Sharesh is ready to fire.
She does need to aim too, doesn't she?
This is with her aiming, so she has aimed.
Okay then. So we have someone right here, but she does have a -6, I believe. Only -4.
Yeah, what are you talking about? -4.
That's nothing.
Yeah, she delayed for aiming while you were grabbing water. So.
Oh, thank you very much. I thought she had a much later initiative inherently, so I was like, she's gonna act as 17. She'll go ahead and try to fire anyway.
All right. Here is the number to hit. She needs a 9, and she did not
-1.
get that. So with her rolling a negative number, it's bad enough that basically if it misses in any direction, there's no way it's going to hit anyone. So
I'll just
flies off.
Yeah.
So she just whips an arrow into the woods.
And her weapon speed is 12. So let's give that another go in 12 seconds. There we go.
All right. Next up on second 14, Machete.